Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Ireland. How's our day been? Good? What a great representation of the community, the Parkinson clan. Or in America, I call us a tribe, but here maybe preferably a clan, right? I am so pleased to be here, I can't tell you, spreading the Living Well message. Thank you. I want to start by thanking the marvelous, indomitable Mags Mallarney and the Move for Parkinson's people for joining with the Phinney Foundation. Wait, let me stop my leg from shaking. I shouldn't have jumped on the stage. Okay. Anyway, thanks to Mags, thanks to Polly Dawkins and Heather Hine from the Davis Phinney Foundation. Thanks to all our presenters, sponsors, and volunteers in the orange. I've got my orange watch on. Anyway, without you all, this great event never would have been pulled off. So thank you. I have to throw out a little bit of family history. My grandmother was a Callahan, my great-grandfather a Sullivan, so I have some Irish roots. Victory to that, baby. In my cycling career, while I never raced in Ireland, I was fortunate to race against Irish legends like Sean Kelly and Stephen Roach. In fact, Kelly was especially a role model for me. This leg is annoying. On a bicycle, King Kelly could do it all. Climb, sprint, individual efforts against the clock, you name it. Needless to say, Sean was a formidable opponent. In presentation and manner, he epitomized the consummate professional. Sean was also famous for training in any weather condition. No matter how cold or bleak, word was that Sean would be out riding the roads. So I strove to be Kelly tough too. There were numerous days when I really did not want to go out training, but I'd ask myself, what would Sean do? And knowing the answer would always lead me out the door. I'll tell you a quick bike racing anecdote, and then I'll get on to the rest of my talk. The first time Sean Kelly spoke to me was in my first year as a professional cyclist, riding in my first ever major event, the legendary 300-kilometer-long Italian bicycle race known as Milan-San Remo. Now, as a newbie to the pro ranks, I'd never actually ridden 300 kilometers, let alone raced that far. And I wanted to make sure that I ate enough throughout the race, to be fueled up for the distance. Consequently, on top of an enormous pre-race breakfast, I'd packed full my jersey pockets, and as we rolled along away from Milan on that cold, rainy March day, I proceeded to eat, and eat, and eat. In fact, before we were 80K in, my gut was so full I was having some trouble pedaling my bicycle. Yet, I thought I was being so smart. That is, until King Kelly rode up next to me and promptly set me straight, saying, "Hey, "Boy, what are you doing? You're eating like a pig. You'll never make the Finnish stuff in your face like that." I was crushed, not to mention embarrassed. Sean Kelly had just given me the what for in our first ever conversation, if you can call it that. Lesson hard learned from the master. He, of course, was right, and I didn't make it to San Remo that day. Although I should say it was not for lack of trying, but that's another longer story better told in the pub. I digress. Today we've heard from a variety of learned presenters. We've been informed, we've sung, we've danced. Hopefully we've had a little fun along the way. Yeah, we have. So let me ask you this. Are we inspired? Are we inspired? All right. Well, let's use that inspiration to create momentum, to regain momentum. I would also ask, what is your takeaway? What have you heard today that strikes a chord? As David Leventhal said, it could be anything, but we really just need to get out and get up and move. But what concept, advice, strategy, or activity resonates with you? Resonates in a way that moves you to action, moves you to follow through. And by follow through, I don't mean one and done. I mean committing yourself to a long-term course. Make yourself a promise. I can improve my function. I will improve my quality of life. I can feel better. Believe in the process. Commit yourself to some form of exercise or activity, and will it tax and test you? I certainly hope so. But Parkinson's already taxes me so much, you might be thinking. Fair enough, I feel your pain. But here, today, as of right now, we are all living, breathing, and our lives matter. Our quality of life matters. The important thing is to start and then stick with it. By coming to this summit, you've signaled an intention, and hopefully we've piqued your interest. As people with Parkinson's, we strive daily for consistency, but the human body is fickle and inconsistent. We are not robots. We're dynamic, fluid, ever-changing beings. Consequently, in Parkinson's terms, in symptom management terms, what worked for us yesterday may not work as well tomorrow. We've all experienced this. However, I've found that as part of the 5 elements that Dr. Hughes spoke of, exercise especially acts as a stabilizer on this ever-moving landscape, a regulator of sorts to both mind and body. And as someone who was diagnosed 15 years ago, I can well appreciate the difficulty in navigating this variable terrain. For myself and many others, exercise, be it walking, be it running, be it dancing, be it cycling, hiking, gym workouts, all as an example. Regular exercise is a primary paving stone on the road to living well. I sleep better when I take a walk or a bicycle ride than when I don't. My appetite and digestion are improved. My mood too. My energy levels are more constant, more predictable, as is my physical function and mental clarity. And these benefits add up progressively over time in effect slowing my Parkinson's progression. The bottom line is, I simply feel better. And isn't this what we seek? We want to feel, we want to function better. We want our medicines to be maximized and predictively responsive. We want to live more fully, more engaged lives. We aspire to find a tool or tools to fend off the inertia that Parkinson's imposes. We want to gain back some control. Baby steps, either literal or proverbial, are fine, but you need to leave here with an ambition and start the process. You might just be surprised where you end up. The success stories are myriad, but let me tell you one about a member of our Parkinson's tribe I was put in contact with by a concerned mutual friend last year. Diagnosed 6 years ago with PD, this former well-known restaurant chef, named Steve, has, like many of us, witnessed a seemingly unrelenting erosion of his abilities. As he struggled to come to terms with Parkinson's, so he struggled to keep from falling into depression. At times, I feel incredibly isolated, he related in our initial conversation. I have yet to reach out to other people with Parkinson's. I'm still somewhat in denial. I just keep wanting to believe that I don't really have PD, he continued. Sometimes while sleeping, I dream that I'm fully functional again, only to wake up to my rigid, dysfunctional body. Watching other people move with ease holds a bittersweet appreciation. This is just not how I anticipated my life to unfold, he concluded. Sound familiar? Most of us have felt or feel much the same at some point on our Parkinson's journey. We get it. Well, Steve and I exchanged a few emails, and I put him in contact with several friends of our foundation and gently challenged him to find some form of activity that resonated with him. He eventually wrote to say that he'd joined, you guessed it, a dance class for Parkinson's. And although he felt himself clumsy and slow to the beat, he persisted, as his sense was that dance just might be good for him. Flash forward to earlier this year, and I hadn't heard from Steve in a while. So I wrote to ask him how things were going and if he'd kept up with the dance class. His answer made me smile. "Yes, I'm still dancing," he enthusiastically responded. "I've been learning to tango, and it's been such a positive experience in so many ways, but especially for managing my Parkinson's. I feel like I'm becoming reacquainted with myself again after a long absence. Dancing has helped so much with my balance. It expands my range of motion, gives me core strength, and the social aspect is great." In short, he continued, the combination of movement, music, and connecting with people has been life-altering. And while it takes focus, practice, and persistence, it really is just so much fun. Steve concluded by telling me that one of the dance instructors had asked him for help in teaching a new student in the beginning class. In Steve's words, this older gentleman was diagnosed many years ago, but is working really hard, and his desire and determination are moving. I'm so impressed with his ability to walk to the beat every time, and to witness how well he and his wife connect on the dance floor. That is a gift indeed. The beauty of this story is not only did Steve find a new passion, one that has proven remarkably transformative and certainly paved his personal road back to living well, but also, like our wonderful co-host Mags Mallarney, like many of you, Steve is not only living well, he's paying it forward in a direct and tangible way, and that is truly value added. You never know where your source of inspiration will come from. Look around. Are you feeling isolated, lost, alone? If that's you, take advantage of the community, your community, our tribe, our clan, all together here. Reach out. Reach across the table. Reach across the room. Conversely, if you have something to offer, please seek out those of us in need, because none of us should feel alone. Not here, not in this room. Today, we are a collective. We are fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters. We are friends. We are spouses, caregivers, care recipients. We are medical experts. We're therapists, pharmacologists, and more. As Al Condalucci so eloquently puts it, we need to become interdependent with each other. We need to embrace that. We are a tribe, a Parkinson's tribe, a Parkinson's clan, and we are not alone. Victory is a theme of mine and the Davis Phinney Foundation, clearly. I loved winning back in the day. I love winning still. As a racer, I got to throw my hands up in the classic V quite a bit. Maybe not as much as Sean Kelly, but a fair bit. And now, as a person with Parkinson's, I do the V infinitely more. As we all know too well, simply going through the motions of a normal day managing Parkinson's takes quite a bit of effort and focus and motivation. Where is the victory in that? Let me share a secret with you. It's inside each and every one of us. It's about perspective. It's about attitude. It's about creating good habits. This might strike you as almost silly, but it's about giving yourself more reasons to smile. And it's simply put about smiling more often. Smiling is easy medicine. As you smile, you trigger an auto response in your brain which brightens your mood, and that brightens those around you. I know the masking effect of PD can make this difficult, if not nearly impossible for some of us. But try. Even if you have to bite down. Wait, I've got a pen. Even if you have to bite down on a pen to force a smile, just do it. Try it. It cannot hurt you. It's also about giving your full attention to the positive aspects of your life. This may sound overly new agey, but what I'm alluding to is being fully present in the here and now. Of course, we're all aware that Parkinson's grounds us in the present. Commonly, we spend vast amounts of our time managing our symptoms, our pill schedules, and the like. In other words, our moment-to-moment is PD-centric. However, what I'm talking about is experiencing life's moments beyond Parkinson's, beyond beyond Parkinson's. Life beyond symptoms. Sorry, I lost my place, obviously. I'm talking about chalking up small victories daily and making every victory count. Here are a few examples of little victories defined, starting with that genuine smile. Perhaps a smile and a hearty handshake, or better yet, a heartfelt hug. A kiss. Hey, what can I say? I'm from America. We're an affectionate bunch. Or switching gears, it could be a particularly good meal or conversation, a tasty dessert, a sunny day. When was the last time you laughed out loud? Next time you do, and there will be plenty of next time, chalk it up with a V. Chalk them all up with V's. Because even though these are common, everyday occurrences, if you really give them their due, really pay attention, these little moments will magnify your sense of well-being. Savor them, appreciate them, victories all. And in so doing, your symptoms take a momentary backseat and your day-to-day life becomes richer and fuller. In essence, your Parkinson's doesn't hold such sway. Lastly, there's the ultimate feel-good symbol itself, the V, baby. Victory. Every victory counts. In my book, winning equates to enjoying life while living with Parkinson's. That is why we're here today, to share, to commune, to inspire, and to acknowledge with you some of the ways in which you can take back control, ways in which we can all be winners. And if you're still having trouble finding motivation, you can always ask yourself, what would Sean Kelly do? What would Patrick O'Day do? Anyway, I want to conclude by having everybody prove David Leventhal wrong, that we can get our arms above our chest. And this is how we celebrate a victory. But I'm going to count to 3, and we are going to give it up as Ireland, only Ireland can do. On the count of 3, let's all win big. Kick some serious butt, all right? 1, 2, 3, yes! You know, that was okay, but we might need to do it once more so that everybody in this hotel recognizes that there's something of significance going on. All right? 1, 2, 3, yes! I love you all. I love you, Ireland. Thank you very, very much.